Oh, she let me know I'm being live streamed. That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
It is definitely a get in or get out situation right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it is.
Definitely.
And we out in this bitch.
Without my consent.
For sure. What up, y'all? Welcome back to Yeah, I Said It, the podcast for all things sports. We are the sports show for all the fans. We're for the fans, by the fans. I am your host, Chris. You have tuned into the 100th episode of Yeah, I Said It. We have been doing this shit here for about 2 years. Rolling along.
Oh yeah, we are supposed to be
100. We on 100. So
what up?
Y'all know what we do. We gotta talk about some sports, man. So we were having some conversations before we were having a little bit of technical difficulties. And the question I'm about to ask, since Darius and Sean wasn't on, is
fresh.
Can James Harden
get
it?
That's it, Sean. Sean, that's it.
I already see where it's going.
Can James Harden get it done, man? Y'all just didn't let me get it out, man. He got to be able to do something, right? You James Harden,
Listen, man. James Harden is who he's shown y'all that he is, bro. It ain't no, and I know we hoping for it, but it ain't no, he about to reach back into this bag and he about to pull a rabbit out of his head and his hamstrings and his tendency to be out of shape is just gonna disappear. Hell no. He just gave you what he gave you in 5 of the 6 games that he played in the first round. He gave you exactly that. Is this it, bro? The James Harden era is over, man. In my eyes, like it's over. It's over. Sad it happened so quick. Well, it was like the Russell Westbrook drop off, man. Like, it's over. Hey, he good for 16. He good for 16.
Really? Don't talk about Russell.
Don't talk about Russell.
Hey, she said what she said.
Don't talk about Russell. You're right, because we talk about people in the playoffs right now. My bad.
Oh, God damn. It's cold-blooded out here in these streets.
That's my take, bro. James Harden is done. I feel like him, but like how I feel about J.J. Watt. Washed.
Yeah, I think you're a little bit past his prime, my guy.
What'd
you say, Blair?
Said that J.J. Watt thing still burned him up.
Hey, the unfortunate thing about that is been proven to be true because he got hurt again.
Trying to tell you, man, players get old, bro. Bodies wear down, especially in James Harden's case where it don't look like he took good care of his body. Hey, we know all these other athletes, you done seen some video of like, oh yeah, this dude done crazy working out and this, that, and the third. You see the James Harden videos look just like Carmelo Anthony videos. He be hooping somewhere. Other than that, man, you see pictures of James Harden in the club, at the casino, stuff like that. It's okay, man. It's okay.
Outside life does not lend to a long basketball career.
I feel like this, though, for I'm going to put it like this. I done seen a lot of superstars like your Clyde Drexlers when he got to Portland, you know, he was throwing up dummy numbers, 27 points. Houston, he had 18, 16. I think he's going to be that guy. He's going to be between that 14 and 17 point range guy for the next 2 or 3 years. At the end of the day, he can get buckets. It's just his body like Darius was saying, just wore down where he can't just get to the paint as he used to because of the rules and other things. But I wouldn't say he just straight garbage. You know, he could still be on an NBA roster, like how people were trying to play Carmelo a couple years ago. Like it wasn't giving him no shine. Like he came back that first year in Oakland. I mean not Oakland, Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? You could see a little rust on him, but after that, when he got to Portland, he developed his shot back, and he was the old, you know what I'm saying, Melo. Not necessarily the Denver Nuggets Melo, but he was what you thought he was going to be. He was going to be that scorer.
Yeah.
You know, I do think he can be like that 14 to 17 point guy after 3 to 4 years. Might be just that 14 point guy. His career out like that and come off the bench somewhere, just a hype man. But he's not gonna be that guy throwing doubles once a week, you know what I'm saying, averaging you 28 points a game. I think that's dead. He might give you a ball game where maybe it happens 5-6 times a year, but it's not, nightly type thing. And we already know he's not gonna give you no defense like that either. So he's gonna have to go to where he can contribute strictly off the bench. Like he could be a nice Eric Gordon type guy. You know what I'm saying? I think he can help in that sense, but he's not gonna be your superstar to lead you to the promised land. That's over.
Blair,
Uh-huh.
the floor is yours, man. I want you to go ahead and say what you said. Because what I said was I feel like he cheated the game one too many times and it caught up with him.
What you mean by that? Elaborate, please. What you mean by he cheated the game?
When he cheated the game as far as like not working on his body. And then I mean, that's okay. You can kind of correct that. But then when he got fat on purpose to get out of Houston, my guy just
you think that was just like a
allegedly? That's not allegedly.
Yeah, I guess it was a legend.
Is it alleged?
Alleged fat suit.
Hey.
They ain't got no pictures with his shirt off, man. So it's the only way to prove it.
Maybe he was just out of shape. Do we know for a fact he did it just to get out of Houston?
If I was a bet man, I would say he did. I would definitely.
So
Definitely. Houston was going nowhere when he left.
Blair,
And they nowhere.
Blair, we're gonna bring up the receipts for these guys.
Okay.
We're gonna bring up the receipts.
What we bringing up? The receipts of what? Oh, the pictures?
Oh, Lord.
So this is James when he originally entered into the NBA. Young man, very slim, very put together.
20 years old.
He was 20 years old. Then we're just going to follow the teams he was on. Then he was in Houston. Looked pretty good to me.
That's
But,
fine,
you know,
man.
slim, trim, balling.
What
Right?
year was
We're not even going to get into the year.
it?
We know he was there for years. What, like 6-7 years?
Man, I asked him because we were talking earlier.
Mhm.
And I ain't got time to go all into it, but I asked Chris to find a picture of James Harden from every season from his rookie year in OKC.
That's a receipt.
To right now.
But we ain't got to do that.
But we didn't do it because it just happened. Like we just talked about it.
Yeah, we just talked about this.
We just talked about this. Yeah.
So the next picture is when James wants out, and he says,
James, I was telling him I told Chris today what I told you the other day about James Harden. What I think about James Harden.
James said he wanted out. So this is how he got out. He got big, y'all. He got big, flat out. There's no way around this.
Hey,
Oh Lord.
There's no way around this. They even got big man Photoshop.
Baby and Meek Mill right there, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, they got the Photoshop version of it where he's looking like Mr. Clump. Like, come on, bro. Now he wasn't that big. He just went a little bit big, but my God. Come on, man. That's foul. That's
So you
foul.
think karma that got back on him or what?
I feel like this is karma that's getting back on. Like, this is not when he with the Nets. Obviously he didn't lose all of the weight because, I think part of the lifestyle in New York is a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? You get to go out, you get to hang around, get to eat. It's always something to eat.
Bro,
24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
He was in Houston. It's always food to eat in Houston.
I get it. You're right. It's a lot of barbecue he can eat in Houston, but he went to New York City. So now he ain't dropped no LBs and he older.
He got big in Houston too, man. He started going to Turkey Leg Hut and all that crazy stuff, man. Then he got to Brooklyn. Oh man, pizza, hot dogs. He on that late night. Cause I'm telling you, man, Bo James Harden is a celebrity, Bo. He got like fashion deals and stuff like that. He be going to these events. He be doing the same thing these rappers be doing, man.
Exactly my point. And now this is what he looking like, man. He getting back to a slim and trim, but them knees ain't the same, my guy.
Ain't he like 34?
32, bro. I thought he was 33, but he's 32.
Yes.
Dang, I thought he was like 34, for real.
He's 32 and he ain't about to get no better. It ain't going up from there, bro.
Chris, you saying that he can't do it? That's what you're saying because he cheated the game?
I'm saying the basketball guys told him no, and he can't do it.
See, I don't even feel like it's like that, bro. I just feel like in the way that people always use the cliche of taking shortcuts to do things and do all these different things. I think he just took the shortcut. He took the shortcut approach. So I feel like James Harden was cool with just being good. Like he was cool with just being good, but his whole focus for playing basketball was not winning. Because if his focus for playing basketball was winning, his practice habits and the way he conducted himself in between games would lend you to believe that he was focused on winning. You don't ever hear anything about epic James Harden summer workouts, do you? Like you don't hear about a bunch of dudes getting together with James Harden and working out, do you? No, because James Harden ain't doing that. And it's okay. Like I'm to the point, like NBA is a job like every other job. And every job y'all have ever been to, some people suck, some people don't. Some people want to do the bare minimum. Some people kiss up just to move up. Like there's all types of people at a job. Some people who want to try hard just because they like doing the job. Like I go to work. Whatever the job is, they just have good work ethics. And some people like, I want to do the bare minimum and get paid as much as I can. James Harden is cool with that. I feel like, and I mean bare minimum, just purely the effort that we know about him putting in. Like unless the effort he's putting in is secret and everybody keeping it a secret, like no, we don't talk about it. We just show up to it. Like unless they doing that, I don't think that's what it is. I just think James is a 20-point scorer now, 2022 on a good day, 30. On a team that's trying hard, I don't see James getting it very easily. His separation is gone. Like everything he used to have, the last hamstring pull kind of apparently killed all the rest of that. Like that last hamstring pull killed the first step. His step back ankle. I mean, the handles will be there for a little while, but they don't help much if you can't get any separation. So at times you're gonna see James looking like an actual old man. Gonna be out there dribbling and going nowhere, and everybody gonna be like, "Is this really James Harden?" And he hasn't given you anything in 2 years to be like, he's just sandbagging it for whatever reason.
And guess what? James Harden had a good career. Well, he's had a good career, bro.
Had a great career.
You know what I'm saying? It's just, hey, one of them humps he just never got over, bro. And that's just it. It's just it, man. He should have stayed in Brooklyn.
That's his fault. He should have stayed in Houston. Houston gave him everything he needed. Here, take Chris Paul.
No, that was the problem. Houston gave him everything he wanted.
And none of it worked. None of it worked. So at the time, everybody's like, bro, it's James Harden because he's the common denominator.
Yes.
They wasted them years. But on top of the fact, again, James Harden never adjusted his game to the playoffs. He doesn't play any different. Like, because of the way he plays basketball and the way he tried to use the system against itself to score, and how he had all them tricks and figured out how you could shoot a step back three and all that other stuff. Like, that all died, and that's his problem. Like, in the playoffs, they don't give you ticky-tack fouls. They give you 1 million of them during the regular season, and even now they, come up with new rules to stop it. But for the whole time, like, that's how he hunted his fouls. They don't give you those fouls in the playoffs. Like, because the point of the playoffs is you're going to go win. Your job is to go win the championship. They try to make sure the refs don't give it to you, and they try to make sure you go out there and win it. And if you play a game, if your game is full of like little tricks and things to fool the refs, that doesn't help you in the playoffs at all. And that's what happens. Those points, like that point difference that most people see, that you see from James Harden in the playoff, is just mainly how much he goes to the line.
Do y'all think part to blame? Because they're always known not to like coach defense.
Who, D'Antoni?
I don't put all that on D'Antoni though. Like, so like he didn't coach defense, but Amari Stoudemire didn't like not play any. Like Steve Nash wasn't a defensive guru, but he tried. Like, there's images of Steve Nash trying to play defense. He got his face smoked out, think that was for offense, but the same thing, just being tough. But I'm like, James Harden does not want to play D. He never did.
I wouldn't say it's his fault necessarily. I would just say more that the way that he coaches just catered more to what James Harden in the end was really trying to do. Because he puts such an emphasis on offense.
Yeah.
Why do you think dudes don't like playing D? Like, what is defense?
Effort.
It's just all effort, bro. It's literally all it is. There's some technique to it, but most of it is just effort. It's how much effort you're willing to put in to stop the dudes from going around you, past you, whatever. Bruh. It takes a lot to put in a great defensive effort and still play offense. Like, your conditioning has to be off the charts, but you also still have to want to do it.
Yeah, and I feel like in that sense, James Harden was thinking like how Melo used to think, bruh. Like, bruh, I'm giving you 30 a night. Somebody else need to play defense.
The only problem with that is when you play an actual good team in the playoffs, everybody, for the most part, going to play some form of defense. Like, that part matters in the playoffs.
Facts. I agree.
And that be the part dudes are missing. I don't think he can do it. I just don't think he has enough in it. I don't think he put enough work going into the playoffs to carry a team for the rest of the playoffs. Like, I just don't think he put the work in for it.
Brianna, is it over? Is it over for
Yeah, it's over.
James Harden?
Yeah, it's over. Unfortunately, it is.
Over.
It sucks that it's over, but it's definitely over. You see, Joel went out and he acting like this is your time to step up. The time is now. Let's see what's happening. And he was good for like what? The first half he was good. He did good the first half. And the second half it was like, where's James Harden? What happened?
The second half, he took, I think, 4 shots. He made
one. It was like, what happened?
And he hit like 2 free throws.
He used all his energy up in the first half.
Yeah, he did. It was over.
He did not come over here to do that.
And that's the thing. You never you can't say that, and then you never know. Injuries happen every day, B.
Every day.
My thing is, if you're James Harden, you got to know that it didn't matter where you went. If something like this happened, this is going to be expected of you.
Yeah, but I think he was hoping that it didn't happen. Because it just happened in Brooklyn. Like, it just happened in Brooklyn. He did everything he could to get out of Brooklyn. And then you get to the playoffs and it happens again. And they ask you to do more than you want, man. And he ain't that ain't James.
Man, buddy, old people.
It's a sad thing to say. I think he knows that he ain't got it no more. I feel like that. I feel like he know he ain't got it.
Oh, okay. So you feel like he actually has already acknowledged that it's gone.
Yeah, I feel like he knows that he ain't got it like how he had it. And I think at this point, he like that. This is okay. Like, this is okay. This is what's supposed to happen. I didn't think it was gonna happen at me. I think that I'm still in my prime. I'm only 32, but bro, it's different for everybody.
Window, bro. That is the end of your so-called prime. Is 32.
I feel like
he just blew his prime years, yo.
Yeah, I feel like he just knows. He just knows. Like this. I gave all I had. I can be, and I think that's also why he cool with being like a number 2 or a number 3 at this point. He's like, bro, I ain't got it no more. I ain't got the energy. I just can't give it to you at this point. Not right now. Like, I'm done.
Guess what? He cool with it because I feel like in his head he know he had his shots, bro, and he blew them.
Yeah.
No, not he blew him. Something happened.
No.
I'm in his brain. He didn't blow nothing, bro. I don't feel like he thinks he blew anything.
This man's playoff track record is atrocious.
Terrible.
And the stats back it up, bro. Like,
very poor, bro. I'm with you.
Terrible.
I mean, I just don't think there's nothing he can do at this point. And he's
man. If Joel Embiid can't come back in game 3, it's over.
Yeah, he might. Yeah, because it just.
If they get smoked in game 2, it's over.
It's over.
Period.
It's over.
If they get smoked in game 2 like they got smoked in game 1, it's over. Because I feel like Joel Embiid only gonna be able to take like 1 shot to the face.
And they don't even have
Miami don't even have a shot to the face, bro.
Miami don't even have Kyle.
I literally thought that they was gonna win this series, and then when Joel got hurt, I was just like, "Ew, this don't look good at all." I will say this too: it's not Doc's fault. Ain't nothing Doc can do about this. Ain't nothing Doc can do about this right here. It's over. I think it's over. I agree with y'all. If they win game 2,
I don't not win, bro. If they smoke them in game 2. A lot of win. If they smoke them in game 2, if they just barely win game 2, it's possible. But
so
if
you
they
think they're gonna give up, or you just like they just like we ain't?
It
we
doesn't
can't
matter.
Win.
I don't. If they get,
they don't have enough. They don't have enough weapons.
They get blown out, bro. I don't see it.
Joel just has to come back, man. If he can come back,
that's exactly what it is.
If he can come back,
like he can't come. I mean, even if he comes back and he can only take so many shots to the face, bro. He's going to get hit in the face.
And don't forget his thumb, his hand. There's something on his hand.
The ligament and his right thumb.
The thumb.
Bruh.
The thumb.
Even with the thumb, this dude was balling. I ain't worried about the whole face thing, because if he can come out there, they're gonna have him out there looking like Batman, just like they did for LeBron and Rip Hamilton and all these other Kobe and all the rest of them. I ain't worried about that. If they put Joel Embiid out there, bro, he is literally 2 times bigger than everybody on the Miami Heat, bro. Like, and that is a problem. That is a problem. With Joel Embiid healthy, man, I had Sixers in 5. I ain't even stunting, because this
ain't
dude
healthy no more, bro.
But if he can come back, the Sixers can squeeze it in 7.
All right, so I'm gonna swing this to you. A healthy Joel.
Healthy Joel.
That averages. I'll even give him the 30, bro. I'll say he gets the 30 for the series. A healthy Joel that gets 30. A James that probably averages around 20. So the rest of that squad is Maxey, Harris, and Thibault.
Mm-hmm.
Those dudes you trust to carry them every game?
Bruh, James Harden with healthy Joel Embiid is number 3. Tyrese Maxey is number 2, dog. And he thrives when Embiid is in there. With Embiid in there, it makes it easier for everybody, because now automatically the attention go to Embiid. That's why even if he ain't at 100%, because the Heat are so undersized, you gotta do something. You got to do something. Role players that step up. I believe at this point more in Maxey than I do in James Harden, bro. I feel more comfortable being like, hey, Maxey, go get me the other 20.
But you don't know what Maxey's going to give you. Like, Maxey's not consistent enough for you to know what you go get out of him night to night.
But he's been pretty consistent lately.
He's been kind of consistent. Like, he done had an off game or 2, but at that point, it should be enough of them between Maxey and Tobias Harris and James Harden. I feel like the Sixers could come back and squeeze it in 7, even with Embiid not 100%. But he got to come back game 3, and they got to win that game, bro. If they go down 3-0, man,
it's over.
But
it's definitely over if they go down 3-0.
He could mess around and win 2 back-to-back at home, and then, you never know.
Game 5 is the toss-up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Does James? So say they lose. Let's assume that they lose game 2. Does James fold under the pressure if he out there by himself for game 3?
When you say hold under the pressure, what do you mean?
Like he plays absolutely horrible.
That's more to be expected than him playing spectacular in the playoffs, bro. Like nobody expects James Harden to be spectacular in the playoffs. Like it's just not the record.
I mean, but
you would more expect him to be mediocre at best.
Chris, this is the thing. You want him to do that.
I know.
That's the thing. You want him to do that because the drop-off was terrible, bro. You didn't see this happening between him leaving Houston and right now. Ain't no way you was just like, oh, James Harden just out here really playing ass during the regular season too. And then it's like his playoff track record is that. It's what he doing right now. Coming up short in playoff games. That's what this man do. It's over. We still love you, James. Give him 16. Pray for Embiid. I'm saying. Pray
Give
for
him
Embiid.
16 and 12 or 13 assists. And they feel like they got it.
Yep.
I guess, man. I was trying to hope for anything else, man. What else do y'all think is the most interesting part of the playoffs so far? I'm really digging this Celtics Bucks series.
Hey, I know. I still feel like Giannis is the best player in the NBA. Right now, I feel like he's the best player in the NBA. Even though Boston probably gonna win tonight, I still got the Bucks in 6.
Not probably. Boston won. It's over.
Oh, it's over? All right. I know I was like, yeah, they was smacking them boys. So I was like, that is expected.
That did not stop the whole game.
Yeah. Milwaukee is comfortable stealing home court. So technically, they got the advantage right now.
Okay.
Which is true.
But I do like, I think the winner of this series goes to the finals. Honestly.
Let's go.
I can see why you say that.
I'm rooting for these young boys.
So basically, the other series don't even matter.
I'm looking at her. You like going for Memphis in this
game? Heat win.
I am. I'm rooting for these young boys. I like Ja. I really like Ja.
Win the Heat. I just feel like they just too small, bro. I still feel like size means a lot, bro. Like
they are very undersized.
Undersized team, and I just feel like it will be the same thing. They're gonna struggle with the size. It was the same thing when they played LA in the finals. The boys was too little, bro. It was too little. If they play the Bucks, bruh, they don't have nobody close to Giannis' size. If they play the Sixers, that means that Joel Embiid is back. They have nothing for him, bro. Nothing. And I feel like Boston is a longer team overall. Marcus Smart is big, playing the point. It's just the size is going to do it, man. Size is going to do it. Even though they are very good.
Their length is what's making them a great defensive team too. So on offense, they rely on Jason Tatum and Brown, and everybody else makes up for whatever else they're lacking that game or whatever.
It is okay because Jason Tatum thinks he is Kobe. So he is going to go out there trying to get buckets.
And you know what? I am fine with that.
Bye, Chris. I knew you was going to say something. Bye, Chris.
I'm fine with that.
We don't want to hear it.
Of course you are.
Listen.
We don't want to hear it. We don't want to
live. Hey, everybody on live, put in the comments who is better, Jason Tatum or Kevin Durant.
We don't want to hear it.
I said from right now.
There's no way you think right now.
I said what I said.
He's still better than Kevin Durant.
I said what I said. I wasn't even going to talk about that. We had already discussed it because I asked her, did she watch last week's episode? I said what I said, goddammit. I said right now, I'm taking Jason over KD.
Oh,
is what it is. Don't care how you feel about it. I don't give a fuck if you get mad. I understand. Whatever. All I'm saying is that dude right there. He the next one. He next.
Hey, I'm taking Giannis over everybody right now.
Oh, yeah. Giannis. Now, I will say that too. Giannis is the best player in the NBA right now. And that's now, question is,
Brianna, don't even do it, dog.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
I'm about to say, don't you dare say anything that start with a K or D in it, because niggas is not.
I don't want to hear it.
KD is definitely still top 5. Hey, maybe even top 3. But hey, it's only because, bruh. And I told y'all he was gonna do this, man. I was like, bruh, the dude is gonna get better. The dude has gotten better. The man got a 15-foot jumper that you gotta respect. He officially become a good passer. Like, and it ain't no panicking when the double team come because he bigger than everybody. So he's just like, oh, where is it? Oh, there it is. Now Giannis is throwing no-look passes to the corner. And when he doing that, hey, what can you do with him, bro? And he running down there, getting rebounds and blocks and all sorts of craziness, man. He's just a freak of nature, bro. He's a freak of nature.
Go ahead. Say it, Brianna. Go ahead.
I'm not fooling with y'all. I'm not fooling with y'all.
Look, man. KD is still that dude, bro. He just had a bad series.
We about to lose. Why they eject him?
Too. So, also,
they kicked him out the game.
Who?
Why would they kick him out?
Dylan Brooks just got kicked out the game.
Oh.
I feel like they're just trying to prove a point now.
Brianna, you saw him hit him. Don't say that.
He did. He definitely hit him.
Don't say that.
He hit him. He definitely hit him. But it wasn't worth getting kicked out the game for.
Man, his left arm almost fell off, Brianna.
He do that. He don't like he do that all the time. It ain't like he was going for the ball. It was
if
aggressive.
Gary Payton II's left arm didn't almost just come off or break, they might not have gave him that too.
But guess what? It didn't, because he fine. He got up. He made it so dramatic.
He is not fine. I'm telling you, he ain't fine.
He fine. He's shooting free throws.
He's still playing. He ain't fine.
If you're shooting free throws, you fine. You can get up and shoot some free throws. You cool.
When this second shot is over, they taking him out the game.
They not. They kept him in.
Okay.
Well, I was just about to say.
You're a few seconds ahead of me, so you know what the results are.
I was just about to say Memphis could still pull it out, but after that,
they took Dylan Brooks.
Dylan Brooks is gone.
So now I don't know.
But when you see what he just did,
Lord, look at Draymond on the ground.
He pretty much, like was his
he did. He did. It was aggressive. It was very aggressive.
Super forearm shiver.
Look at Draymond, y'all. Look at Draymond.
Anyway, y'all, the I don't want to say the phone line. Any questions that you guys have for us, we will answer them tonight for you guys. All right.
Oh yeah.
Any sports question, any question about anything, we down to answer it tonight.
I got a
question. Episode 100. Anything goes. Okay.
So check this out. Are the Suns for real?
Hell yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Now, when you say for real, what do you mean?
If they make it to the finals, are they beating any team that could come out the East?
They can
beat any team.
One or two teams that could come out of the East.
They have the same problem that the Heat have.
Again, I said
bigger
one
than
or
the Heat.
two teams.
They're bigger than the Heat.
So
and that's it.
No,
I feel like they can beat Philly.
Even though I don't Philly,
I think they can beat Philly. I feel like Joel Embiid is the problem, but he's the only problem that the Suns would have. With anybody else on that roster, I don't feel like anybody else gives them the problems that Embiid gives them. You had James, maybe. Maxey is definitely offset by Booker, bro. Ayton is just a lob dude. All you need is Chris Paul to be Chris Paul, which controls everything about the game. Devin Booker to be a good, clean version of Devin Booker, bro. And they got 4 6'8" to 6'10" dudes that are interchangeable for defense. Embiid would be a problem. They could stop everybody else. And Embiid can't do it alone. That somebody else would have to help him for them to win that series. If they came out, I think they could give Boston a go. I don't think they give Milwaukee a go if Middleton is there because they didn't do anything different from last year that would give them an advantage over Milwaukee, which is a problem. Giannis and Embiid aren't the same player. They don't play the same at all.
I agree, but I feel like they gonna cause these niggas the same problem, dog. Like Giannis or Embiid is the no-go for the Suns, bro. Because this dude, DeAndre Ayton, they'll be the reason that his.
But honestly, I feel like Giannis or Embiid is a problem for any team. Anybody.
That's true.
They see anybody, it's a problem.
As far as the Suns, them boys will be the reason that DeAndre Ayton contract is about $10 million short what it could be. Because they're gonna be like,
that's why they didn't give him the Supermax in the offseason this last season.
If it happened to him in the finals again, they're gonna be like, see, whenever it come time to play against a real big,
and that's what matters. That's what they're gonna look at for his contract. Because he's a big man. They don't value those dudes the same anyway. He ain't Joel Embiid. He ain't Giannis. He doesn't have that skill set. He's a good big, but he's not like you can build your team around DeAndre Ayton and he gonna take y'all there. That's not who DeAndre Ayton is. That's not his game.
Hold on. Up in this then. Hold on. So why did they give Jokic $200-something million? He ain't getting you to the finals.
Okay, bro. I will tell you
that is true. But
nowhere in the history of DeAndre Ayton's career within the next, I'm not even going to say 10 years, within the next 5 years, will you consider DeAndre Ayton an MVP candidate? It ain't happening.
Whoa.
DeAndre Ayton?
You don't know what this man going to be. He's still young.
DeAndre Ayton. Here's the thing about MVPs, bro. Has an MVP caliber player ever just come out of nowhere to you?
No.
Other than like Derrick Rose. Other than wherever Derrick Rose.
Did you think James Harden would have won an MVP when he first got into the league?
Yes.
No, you did not. Not when he first got into the league.
When they traded for James Harden in Houston, absolutely. Dude, everybody saw what they were gonna be in OKC. You could clearly see what those dudes were gonna be. They said
he wasn't gonna be able to grow in OKC. That's true.
He couldn't grow under Russ and KD, and they didn't want to pay him the money. They should have paid him, but they didn't want to pay him the money. So yes, when he left OKC, you could see James Harden was ready, bro. He was absolutely ready. They were young. They were exceptionally young. When dudes are exceptionally young, you can kind of tell if that dude's going to be really good.
But they don't generally are we
nowhere, bro? Go ahead. What?
Are we paying guys for regular season, or are we paying them to win a chip?
So they're paying dudes for the regular season. You're hoping to win a chip.
But the biggest thing in Jokic, it wasn't like the team is underachieving because of Jokic. This dude is balling out of his mind. He literally is missing his number 2 scorer and his number 3 scorer. Aaron Gordon was his number 2, and he ranked last out of number 2s in the whole.
They definitely shouldn't have been the 6th seed?
Yeah.
Or the 5, whatever.
If Jamal Murray, according to what we've seen, if Jamal Murray was playing, man, that's another 25 guaranteed, like at least, bro.
So like that MVP season, bro, they were balling until Murray got hurt. You saw what he could do with a full complement of players, bro. That was not a question.
And you talking about, and I feel like even though Ayton, of course, you probably gonna consider Ayton better on defense than Jokic, but both of these guys' specialties really is on offense, bruh. This dude Jokic be dropping 27, then go get you 13, 14 rebounds and still get you like 7 assists.
The dude played defense. He's just not athletic. So Jokic's thing is like, he's a big dude that as soon as he lost that weight, they immediately was like, oh, this is a problem for the NBA.
DeAndre Ayton
may have never said that about him in his first few years, like, oh, Ayton's a problem for the league. They just don't think of Ayton that way, bro. He doesn't have that skill set.
If
Ayton
Ayton
mob
was
threats
that
and
good,
rollers rarely are gonna win an MVP because you ain't killing it like that, bro.
if
Like Shaq
Ayton
won
was
his
that
MVP
good,
killing it.
if he was as good as Jokic, there's no way you would be picking nobody except for the Suns to win the finals.
Now I'm not comparing.
That's
For,
not
You
what
would
I'm
not.
saying.
You would,
what I'm saying is, y'all saying he didn't deserve the Supermax, and I'm gonna tell you I agree with that. But I'm saying you got another guy, Jokic, who got the Supermax and ain't even breathed a breath of the fucking finals.
yeah, but here's the difference, bro.
And
Jokic kept them in the game with Golden State this series, and they had nobody.
And Jokic is the best player on his team.
Nobody. They had Nikola Jokic and nobody.
And nobody else.
They were in 3 out of the 5 games.
And where his
games just got away from him. He just couldn't do it all by himself. But they were in 3 of the 5 games, and you can't name nobody on that team other than Jokic.
It's not like he's just been stuck in the first round neither, though. Like, these dudes was done came back from 3-1 twice, make it to the Western Conference Finals. The Suns, they done been to 1 finals in the bubble. Them boys went 8-0 and still didn't make the playoffs. And DeAndre Ayton, not even the best player on his team.
And DeAndre Ayton was on those teams, bro.
Devin Booker, the best player on that team.
Yep, they still
so
had
he
Book,
gonna get the Supermax.
It's the same as Murray and Jokic. They were both balling, but you don't look at DeAndre Ayton the same way you look at Jokic. You just don't.
Devin Booker get the Supermax. It's not like we looking at like a KD Kyrie when we talking about Devin Booker
reason they're not trying
and DeAndre Ayton.
Exactly. The reason you don't want to Supermax this dude, Supermax like hamstrings your team. But you only Supermax a dude that you can build your team around. Like they don't Supermax dudes you can't build a team around. You can't build a team around DeAndre Ayton as your center figure. You just can't do it. He doesn't have that skill set.
I think he deserves a lot of money. But like I said, when you go into the finals and you got to play against the premier big dudes, the other big dudes always win.
That. Like he got smoked, yo. Like it was bad. It was not even close.
And it's gonna happen again if he plays them in the finals again.
They are about the same height.
I mean, I just kind of feel like Chris, like he is a young bull. You know what I'm saying? I
agree. He is a great player. Don't get me wrong now. He is a great player. But when you talking about Supermax, like I said, he ain't even the best player on his team.
Bro. He's a really good player.
Giannis is the best player on his team. Embiid is the best player on his team. Devin Booker is the best player on DeAndre Ayton's team.
Okay, pause. So let's just say we got we back at 98. We got the 98 Bulls. Say we doing Supermax. So Jordan automatically Supermax, right?
Facts.
Right.
So are y'all giving Scottie Pippen the Supermax?
Probably not. He probably just gonna get a max deal.
Time out.
I'm not wrong, Sean.
Before we go down this path, I now have qualifiers because I need questions answered before you make a blanket statement. Are you talking about?
I got a point.
98 Jordan and Scotty, like 35 and 34 Jordan and Scotty, or you talking about like young Jordan and Scotty? Because they was only paying Jordan by the year the last 3 years. Anyway.
But I will tell you this. Scottie Pippen 10 times better on the defensive end than DeAndre Ayton is.
And Scottie Pippen absolutely at the time would have deserved a Supermax 1 year. Dude, Jordan was only on 1-year deals the last 3 years. He got paid a year at a time. He did not sign a multi-year contract. That's why money got messed up when people found out how much Jordan was making.
He's probably averaging around 20, and he locking shit up. Like,
Chris,
that's a fact.
What's your answer, Chris? So if we start the franchise, these two boys, are you giving DeAndre Ayton his bread?
I'm giving him the super max.
No, I'm
not. And here's why. Wait a minute.
Over who?
First,
What's
wait
the
a minute.
choice?
Hold on.
What's the option?
Let me explain. What you mean?
Go ahead.
Hold on.
He didn't even give an option, bro. He just said these boys. Who is he talking about?
He's asking me. What he's asking me was that would I give DeAndre Ayton the super max?
I heard what he said. Would you give DeAndre Ayton a super max to start a team? What are the other options?
You got Booker. So your two stars. We know Chris Paul. He's 45.
I'm giving both the super max,
bro. So you giving it to Booker, man? You're not giving it
to both of them.
Give away one, Chris. You can only super max one.
Yeah, you can only super max. He can still
do
get
you
a
super
max
max Ayton or Booker?
He can get a max
at
deal.
This point, I definitely super max Booker. But wait a minute. Hold on now.
Mm-hmm.
If DeAndre Ayton goes somewhere else where he doesn't have to, he can be the primary scorer. I think he could be a great player.
Man, he gonna be, but that's gonna be somewhere where the team is booty, bro.
No.
What you mean? The Suns was booty before DeAndre Ayton came there.
No.
Bro,
that's a fact. That's a fact.
No.
They did not even go to the playoffs with just Booker.
So if that's the case, if that's the case,
that's what I'm saying.
If that's the case, why are you still considering Devin Booker the best player on the team?
Because he is the best player on the team.
Because he is. So that means DeAndre Ayton and DeAndre Ayton, he benefits from that. He benefits from Devin Booker being the best player on the team.
Now let me ask you this, Chris. If you pick DeAndre Ayton, you think DeAndre Ayton has a skill set right now?
Is he better than Carl Anthony Towns?
Turn him into a superstar in the NBA.
Is he better than Carl Anthony Towns?
I think he could be a superstar in NBA.
Is he better than Carl Anthony Towns?
No, not right now because he's not the number one option.
He's not the number one option. Jokic?
You mean to tell me you think the only thing holding him back is that he's not the number one option?
He's not better than Embiid, no. But y'all giving me people who are already developed. He's
going to be compared to.
You're not giving me them when they're 23, 22, 21. This dude is 23 years old.
Here's the thing, bro. When they were 22, 23, 21, everybody thought the same thing about Embiid, Jokic, and whoever else.
Not true. Because when Jokic was 23, when he was 23, because he's been in the league since 2015. Hold on now. I looked up his stats here just because I wanted to go back to this point. You said don't know MVPs come out of nowhere, right? So the year before he won the MVP, he got 19 points. Hold on, how many rebounds did he have? And 10 rebounds.
19, 10.
Is that coming from nowhere?
No, 19 and 9. 19, 9, and 7. Right?
Is that coming from nowhere, bro?
That is
good.
His rookie year, he averaged 10 points. Then he averaged 16. Then he averaged 18. Then he averaged 20. Those are his first 4 years. And then his fourth year, he had 20.
Start over. Tell me what he averaged. The three numbers you're using. Give me his scoring, his passing, and his rebound.
He averaged 10 points, 7 rebounds his rookie year, 2 assists. His second year, he averaged 16 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. And the third year, he averaged 18 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. Then he averaged 20, 10, and 7. Then he averaged 19, 9, and 7. Then he was the MVP. You did not pick him to be a preseason MVP before that last year.
Bruh, what I said
everybody else but him.
Here's the
you didn't
thing,
think about him as one of the best big men in the league. Let's be real. Now, if you're not going to give this young man a chance to grow, because right now,
hold on. If he's still,
Lord have mercy.
No, I want to get
Hold on, Chris. But if he still got to grow, why are you giving him a super max deal?
Don't they give all the dudes that got a chance to grow
super
max deals?
No,
yes, they do. You get a lot of the dudes that still growing super max deals.
You get a super max contract when they 100% believe in you.
Super
they don't just give out super max contracts, Chris.
Exactly.
They just don't.
So what's gonna happen with the Suns if he leaves? Are they gonna be in the same position that they in right now?
Are they gonna find the dudes who
they
can
get.
fill
No,
his
I'm gonna
spot?
tell you that right now.
It depends on who they get. It don't.
You
That's
don't
still,
know who
They
they
already
gonna get
listen. You
to
already got
replace
that money to
DeAndre
Devin
Ayton
Booker,
if
right?
they were to
that
replace
still does
DeAndre
not
Ayton, bro.
mean. That still does not mean that
You know
he
what, Chris?
deserves a super max.
Tell me DeAndre Ayton numbers, bro. Tell me his
Tell me,
numbers.
no. Tell
I'll
me
tell
what
you.
team. Tell
Tell
me
me.
what
I
team
want to know. Tell me.
DeAndre Ayton gonna go to right now, and then they gonna be like, oh yeah, because of DeAndre Ayton, them boys gonna probably go to the finals.
But what I'm also saying is, before
Who?
2 years ago, you wouldn't have
Who?
said that same thing about Jokic. Is what I'm
Dude,
saying.
Here's what you don't get. A lot of people were saying it. The same thing they say about Zion, they said about Jokic. He's fat. He needs to get in shape. It's the same thing they said about Joel Embiid, bro. He's fat. He needs to get in shape. They never said his skills weren't legit. They never did not rave about these dudes' skill sets coming into the NBA. They did not rave about DeAndre Ayton's skill set coming into the NBA. That's why he doesn't play the way those dudes play, bro.
Okay.
They're completely different animals.
Let him get to his own team and let him see what
Chris,
we
nah,
do.
tell me the numbers, bro. Tell me the numbers.
Gonna take
I want
them
to know
over
the
the top,
numbers.
Chris.
I'm gonna tell you. Blair wants to know the numbers.
I want to know the numbers.
Blair the
bro.
numbers. Rookie year.
You too.
16
Do you
and
think
10.
it's a team that if you just send DeAndre Ayton there and it's his team,
He ain't got it, bro.
You don't know what he can do.
Ain't that skill set?
Question in this kind of sense. I'm gonna say no to where he's not the main priority guy like Joel, but I would send him to a team that already has an established superstar and a good bonus guy.
I agree.
There.
I agree.
So that's why I
Which at the same time,
yeah. But if he go to Orlando, hell nah. Even if he went to Portland, hell nah. But if he went to a team that had an established superstar like KD,
he could play his role very well.
But guess what?
I agree.
What these dudes have proven, and now Jokic has proven this, bro. You could give him basically whatever. This nigga taking your team to the playoffs, nigga. You give Joel Embiid whatever. Oh, he taking you at least to the playoffs, bro. DeAndre Ayton ain't doing that.
Whatever. Murray, you know what I'm saying? Like when it was in the bubble, him and Mitchell was going at each other. I would say he is on the break a superstar, but not to where he's that main guy either. But I
don't think DeAndre Ayton
25
is superstar bound. I think multi-all-star, great NBA player. You know what I'm saying?
Man. Very good.
Yeah, I think he's great. I think he's great right now. I ain't saying that maybe one day he will, but guess what? I don't see it, dog. I don't see it. Like Blair said, they saw it in all of these dudes. It was just like, oh, he just need to do this. They don't be saying that about DeAndre Ayton. They like, hey, he good at what he do right now.
They don't say he's 15 pounds away from killing the league. What's the numbers, Chris? So pause. I just want to hear the numbers, man. I'm still on the numbers.
16 and 10.
Okay.
18 and 11.
Okay.
14 and 10. 17 and 10. He's 23 years old. That's his first 4 years in the league. Never was the number one option because Devin Booker is the dude that's the number one option. So if
Devin Booker is that dude, where them assist numbers? Where them assist numbers at? Because Jokic now is almost
not that dude. He's not an assist guy.
That is the exact point I'm trying to make to you, Chris. They are not.
But what I'm trying to make is before 2 years ago, you weren't making that point, man.
Right, bro.
You wasn't.
He don't deserve.
We can't hear you. We can't, Chris. We can't hear you.
Your mic is out.
Your mic went out.
Your mic is out.
Your mic is out, bro. We can't hear you. We're not trying to overtalk you. We just can't hear you. We are not trying to overtalk you. We can't hear you.
What's going on?
You done yelled your mic away.
Calm down. Calm down. Calm down.
Y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes. So what I'm saying is you weren't saying those things before he had that year. Nobody was.
What we saying is
That's
a
lot of people were, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
What we saying is he don't deserve a super max. We're not saying he don't deserve to get paid, but he don't deserve super max money. I'm gonna use your scale that you say you be using. Like you say, if you want to consider somebody great at some time, you gotta consider them at least close to being the greatest at their position. So far, have you considered DeAndre Ayton being the best at his position? Has that come up in any conversation anywhere? No. So why would you give him a super max deal?
Center? Is he a top 3 center in the league right now?
No.
He's not even a top.
You think he has the potential to be a top 3 center in the league?
He's not even.
I couldn't hear you.
You think he has the potential to be a top 3 center in the league?
Yeah.
No. Yes.
Okay.
You say he has the potential to get a super max deal. You talking about being the best of the best in the league. You could probably name 10 niggas right now you taking over DeAndre Ayton.
Right.
Easy.
DeAndre Ayton averaged 30 and 12. He get a super max easy.
Yes.
DeAndre Ayton
but
averages.
They don't play through him.
DeAndre
so he's not going to average that.
But guess what?
And he's gonna.
But you can't give him a super max if he's not doing that.
Okay. What I'm saying is he has the potential to do that.
I don't think so.
See, here's the thing.
Then we have a difference of opinion. All I'm saying is he can be that dude.
But super max contract.
But what you were saying is
flag shit, bro. You gotta basically saying of it to get the super max.
Yeah, you were saying go ahead and pay this dude. What if they give him a supermax deal and he just Jamarcus Russell this son bitch? Then what?
He could. All the niggas could.
Here's the thing, though. When they give out supermax, they're more banking on you not sucking and you doing what you're supposed to do than them. Like they're not fully.
They're not getting paid off of potential.
They're not.
Okay, so he walks away. What happens to the Suns? Because he gonna want his money.
Do they get a comparable?
No. He gets to walk away. His contract is up. They didn't give him nothing.
But guess what? Nobody's gonna give him a super max.
Do they get some dude that's 6'10" and about as athletic as DeAndre Ayton? They'll be fine.
Yes. That doesn't give him a super max. Where would he go and get a super max? You have to go somewhere like what? Like what Sean said.
What if Orlando? They swapped Ayton for Gobert. Gobert got a super max. They are regretting that already.
Guess what? Gobert got multiple defensive players of the year.
3. Like 3 of them joints, bro.
Like 3 or 4.
Ayton ain't coming close to that shit.
Good argument. I like
They paid him for the trophies. He was never offensively gifted. But he could do the same thing DeAndre Ayton does in Phoenix, bro.
What I'm saying is, I don't know if we've seen all of his game. That's all I'm saying.
What we're saying is, based on what you've seen, I don't see it getting no better. I feel like he's not like I said, I do feel like he's a good player, a great player.
I don't feel like he's a 30 and 10 guy, bro. I
don't see him becoming a superstar. Like this dude, Devin Booker, is like borderline superstar now.
I agree.
It ain't happening for DeAndre Ayton.
So what's your mark, Chris? What's your year? Since you gave me the first 5 years of Jokic's career, and then he made that jump to 30.
Yeah, he didn't even average 21 points a game until what was it? 1, 2, 3. His 6th year in the league.
But he was close to averaging a triple double.
He was close to a triple double like every season, right?
After
no. Just took 5. So
his
what
stats was like 19,
close is like 10 and 8.
The same thing
until the year before last year.
Right. So the same thing you saying is the same thing they were complaining about in Jokic's early years. Is he's fat. If he gets in shape, he kills the league. Dude lost weight. His scoring went up 10 points.
And
because
now the
he
dude
got in shape. and took it seriously. That's not what they say about DeAndre Ayton, bro. They don't be like, yo, if he can get them feet together, woo, he'll be out here killing it. They don't say stuff like that about him. They said that about Joel Embiid. They don't say that about Ayton, bro. I don't see Ayton making a leap to a 30-10 guy or a 28-10 guy.
Think about it.
I don't see it.
Think about it. He done been in the league. Man, the boys are talking about Zion and Ja.
How many 30-point games this dude has in his career? How many 30-point games Ayton had in his career?
I don't know. I ain't got that stat with me. I'm looking up his career numbers, my guy. But what I'm saying is y'all acting like people don't develop into being superstars.
That is true.
Because that's what happens.
But what we saying is usually you can see that track.
I was
90%
about to say,
of the time. It ain't too many superstars.
Not in basketball.
Coming up out of the blue, dog.
Not in basketball, bro.
And I agree with that. But what I'm saying is I don't know what this kid can do. He's never been put in a position to say what he can and can't do.
What I'm saying is give him his money. You can't just give him a supermax based on potential.
His numbers don't warrant a supermax, bro.
His numbers do warrant him getting paid. I do believe, bro,
they want you to be like all NBA, all something.
Supermax, what I'm saying is, if they don't give him his money, it's over for him. Call it a wrap. It's a wrap. It's done.
It's over for who? DeAndre Ayton can be replaced, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the part right there. That part right there is where you're like, he's just another regular dude. He's not a regular dude.
He's not a regular dude, but guess what? All stars get replaced, bro. Stars get replaced. Do you consider DeAndre Ayton top 10 in the league, period?
No, of course not.
Exactly. Them the niggas that's getting the supermax deals.
Why you think they gave Luka his supermax in year number 4?
I understand.
That's why he's mad, because most of the dudes in the class that he got drafted in already been put in a
position to do those things. This young man has not. That's what I'm saying. He has not been put in the position to be able to do those things.
Yes, here's what you fail to realize.
He's in the perfect position, bro.
Here's what you fail to realize. When you're really that good, you either do it on your own or they draw plays up for you. They ain't drawing plays up for him. He ain't good enough for it.
Wait a minute. Was it not the thing that Chris Paul came out and said last year that he sacrificed his game in order to win? Not Chris Paul sacrificed his game, but Ayton sacrificed his games in order to win more games.
But if his game was that good that it was going to be that dominant, they would have based it around him. So that means that, hey, this game is better. Like Shaq, hey, we can base it around Shaq. I don't give a fuck what the game plan is. This nigga game is that good. KD, this nigga game is that good. LeBron, this nigga's game is that good. We gonna make whatever else it is work with his shit. They not saying that for DeAndre Ayton.
I get that.
The only way he would have had to be Tim Duncan.
I get it. I feel what you're saying. All I'm saying is I can see the young man being something. Y'all say don't. Y'all know.
Hey,
it is what it is.
If he ball out in the next 3 years,
what I said is I don't see him being an MVP, and I don't.
In the next 3 years, if he put up Jokic numbers or Embiid numbers, he deserves a supermax. But he got to do it first, because them niggas did it first. They did it first. They did it. This nigga Jokic went out there and balled ridiculous.
Baby.
Oh. Andrew Wiggins just banged on them dudes.
Who winning?
Yes, they just saw it.
Memphis up by 2.
Oh, okay. Okay, see? I like that. I need
we are real sports fans. We do be watching the games while we doing podcasts.
I'm just saying it ain't what you think it is. And those dudes usually don't come out of nowhere.
Come on, the shot up.
You said, and what dudes don't come out of nowhere?
Those type of dude, like MVP candidates, don't come out of nowhere, bro.
They do.
No, they don't.
They
you
do
keep
though.
saying that. Ooh,
Steve Nash.
No, man. Steve Nash was considered top 10 in the league.
He didn't even do nothing for
No,
real.
he was not. Not when he won that first MVP there.
How are you considered for MVP and you not top 10 in the league, bro?
Of all point guards in the league,
you couldn't
bro.
name 10 players that was better going into that season. You couldn't name 10 players that was better than Steve Nash.
I bet you going into that season, I would take Steve Nash over DeAndre Ayton. Come on, man. Steve Nash won MVP, and I ain't saying that he deserved it that year. The year that he won. I'm not saying that by far. I'm not saying he deserved it, but you considered him one of the top players in the league. You don't consider that with DeAndre Ayton.
You just don't,
Chris. So you gonna look at me right now and say Steve Nash wasn't one of the top players in the league at that time? I'm not saying he was the best. But at point guard, Steve Nash was as good as it was gonna get at that time, bro.
Hey,
good argument.
You say so?
DeAndre Ayton might not even be top 3 at his position.
Nash won an MVP the year you thought LeBron was supposed to win it, Chris.
You said
and
what?
I think Kobe should have won it one of them years.
Steve Nash win the MVP the year you thought LeBron was gonna win or something like that?
No,
you like LeBron.
One year was
Kobe
Shaq.
Was Kobe. 1 year was Kobe too, I think.
Yeah, it was like Shaq, and then I think 1 year was Kobe. The other year was Kobe.
Steve got the break it up years, bro.
Yep. DeAndre Ayton ain't gonna catch none of them doing what he doing right now.
Got the break it up years, man. The same reason dudes got MVPs on Jordan watch. The same reason they don't want to give it to LeBron every year. It's the break it up years, bro. They just not gonna give it to the same dude every year. If you're in the top 3 statistically in most categories, you got a shot for it. It's rarely a bunch of the same dudes in that category. That's why it could be one dude, and then every year it changes.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't think he didn't deserve it. Phoenix probably had the best record in the league that year.
Hey.
That's generally what they base the MVP off of. How well your team does in the standings and how important you are to that team.
How about this? I got a question for y'all. Hey, if the Warriors win the championship this year, how are we going to start ranking Steph Curry?
Top 10, man.
Is Steph MVP or is Jordan Poole MVP?
Yeah, Steph still coming off the bench.
If Steph wins,
coming off the bench, he's starting out.
He's coming off the bench. But if Steph wins the Finals MVP, it'll be his first Finals MVP.
Okay.
Do we consider him like super upper echelon at that point, like top 5? With 4 ships. Hold on. I'm going to give you the total spec.
Top 5 of all time.
Hold on. I'm going to give you the total spec. Give you the total spec now. You will have 4 ships.
But I'm saying is that's the question. Top 5 of all time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you talking about total spec, greatest shooter, 4 championships, and you got to remember, they say that he's what they would consider a transcendent player because he changed the game of basketball.
That's true.
He did.
That's true. That's true.
Do we start considering him with the LeBrons and the Kobes and the Mikes?
I think that's like a top 10, top 15 type of question. I think.
Man, I feel like if they win a title, bro, top 10 is no question for me. Steph Curry. If they win the title top 10, you gotta put him there. He already the greatest shooter ever. And then he got 4 chips to go with it. That's tied with LeBron, who is in the argument for the GOAT.
So I'll say don't know, man.
Man, come
I
on,
don't know,
bro.
man. I just
They literally said like this
so
man
here's kind of where I
changed
am
basketball, bro. And it's
He
true.
did a lot. He did a lot to basketball and for basketball with 3 ball. I give you that. But like, maybe because he was hurt early in his career, like them first few years got shaved off. Other than showing, I mean, like, you know, crushing the career 3-point thing, he ain't even gonna get close.
He don't
think
got a lot of
on top 10, like top 10 scoring list. Like, I don't think he makes it to the top 10.
Oh, the only other thing he got is the MVP. What he got? 2 MVPs, right?
2 MVPs, 1 unanimous.
Yeah. One unanimous
MVP, first time ever.
Hey, all I'm saying
I don't know,
is,
man, because I say you're right. He did a lot for the game, so he will be remembered more fondly.
I don't know if when they go to the finals. When they go to the finals, he don't ever get finals MVP.
But it's not like when they go to the finals, he plays bad. He doesn't.
He doesn't
I ain't gonna say
He's just
he
not
doesn't.
the best player on the team.
That's true. I ain't gonna say he doesn't have a bad game here or there. But his final averages are like, if you just put that shit up there with no name, you like, oh yeah, shit, that nigga balled out in the finals. And then you put Steph Curry up there, and you like, oh shit, he averaged 25. Shit, he still balled out, nigga. Why didn't he win Finals MVP? Oh, because fucking Kevin Durant was on this nigga team, and this nigga averaged 30.
30 is the mark, bro. 30 is the mark, bro.
It's like, how can you not give the Finals MVP to this nigga? You know what I'm saying?
because they felt his impact on the game was like his impact versus Andre Iguodala, which was surprising, but you could understand why he won it because he did have an impact on the game that felt like it was more impactful than what Steph did.
I do feel like they robbed Steph, though. They know they could have gave Steph the Finals MVP, but I definitely feel what you're saying with that. Like, they felt like, hey, if this nigga would, I know LeBron averaged 34, but if Andre Iguodala don't guard him, LeBron scored 50 a game, and the Warriors
lose. Smoke, bro. They get smoked. But because he plays the way he plays, so I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I would put him top 5. And I just could because I have dudes that I think of more fondly, but like,
I'm just saying it's weird for Steph Curry, man, because it's like, bro, you got to give him some credit,
never like the best player at the best time. So like everything he did was cool and flashy, but like in the finals or when they kind of consider going to get a bucket or putting the game away or they you don't have like that definitive Steph memory in your brain, bro. Like you don't have a definitive Steph finals moment where it was like, yep, he put that away.
I agree.
You know what I mean? For all the things that they say about Tim Duncan, bro, what he is and what he ain't, they are 100%. You have memories of, you can't remember when and where it was, but you know he hit a bank shot somewhere. Like you can visibly see him hitting a bank shot somewhere. You don't see Steph making the clutch basket you still on mute. You don't see Steph making the clutch basket in a Golden State game. And then the opportunity when the one that would have solidified it is the one where they had the best season in NBA history. That was the year for Steph to like stamp the whole thing as his. You know what I mean? And then they got smoked by LeBron. They gave up a 3-1 lead in the finals, which had never been done ever.
Hey, which was, bro, this nigga LeBron played out of his mind. Like,
and it took every drop of it for them to win that ring, bro.
That's for me in my lifetime. That's the greatest performance I ever seen in the finals, bro. Greatest performance ever. Like this dude LeBron was doing everything literally, bro. Everything in his power to stop these dudes, and it was successful. His role players played their part, but, bro, Without LeBron playing ridiculously, these niggas they get blown out 4-1. But I feel you, man. Chris, what's up, man? What you doing? What you doing with it? Bro, I'm telling you, bro, if the boys win, man, if they win, hey, how you feeling about Steph Curry, bro?
Listen, I gotta be honest, man. It's hard for me because them dudes that you got in the top 10 already, like when you just say the name like Bird and Oscar and Kareem, LeBron, Jordan, like, bro, those are some names for your ass. And you talking about you in there with them dudes? That means somebody got to come out. Like you got Kobe,
and we
Shaq,
consider Steph Curry a better shooter than all them niggas.
You right. You right. Listen, I think I will have to put him in my top 10. Not my top 5. I'm not really ready to go there. But top 10, yeah, somebody gonna have to come out. And I hate to say that, but it's just the facts, man. Like somebody gonna have to get the boot. I don't know who it'll be. Man, see,
I don't know. It depends on who you got at the end of your top 10. Who you got?
Yeah, I ain't even thought about that in a while, man. I haven't even thought about it in a while to actually make a list of my top 10 players of all time in a minute. But shit, like I was just seeing some other people's list the other day, and they had like Shaq, Kobe. Like, come on, man. Isaiah Thomas, because Isaiah Thomas is in my top 10. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Isaiah Thomas.
Isaiah got an argument to be top PG. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Isaiah is one of them guys where, because I've always said, it's hard to win a championship when your point guard is your best player. Outside of Magic, because you know he was a freak at the point guard position. He's like 6'8", 6'9". You know what I'm saying? So that's like 1 in a billion. But when your point guard is the best player, it is hard for your team to succeed. We done seen that with everybody. Derrick Rose, Steve Francis, whoever you felt like was a good point guard. Damian Lillard. If it's not real good around them, it's hard if they your best player. But you got dudes like Isaiah and Steph, who the exception. And Steph's exception is, bro, he had an amazing team around him. This dude Isaiah was the best player on his team, point blank.
Like, ain't a question. It's not a question. And who he beat to get those chips, which he should have 3, because he got robbed of 1. I don't know if y'all know your history.
He lost, man.
Nah, he got robbed. They got robbed. Bro. That was a phantom foul call against them Lakers. They got robbed. They ripped off 2 though. But bro, you know, Blair know that those them facts that people don't be realizing. But the dude beat Jordan, he beat Bird, he beat Magic, he beat
I give him credit for that.
That is definitely the thing that they hold on to is that
I will give him that. He won them championships when it was some of the best out there, you know.
Gotta give it to him.
Brianna,
gotta give it
what's up?
But I'm like, he went through them. I guess
Steph Curry, like, man. Steph, if the Warriors win this year, where you putting Curry at, man?
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting because this is gonna be interesting.
Hey, because we was talking about your boy KD with this.
You know,
we already talking. Remember, we was talking. Now, back then when we had that conversation almost 2 years ago, most of us had KD outside the top 20. Now, I'm pretty sure most people got him in their top 20.
Okay.
So with Steph, if Steph win this 4th title, hey, do you have him jumping your boy KD?
You know the funny part about that though? The funny part about that, just real quick.
KD not top 10.
KD ain't accomplished more since then. But we've seen him do more. But go ahead.
I don't think nobody got KD necessarily in their top 10, but top 15 for sure. And I feel like Steph is hovering like close to that same range, top 15, top 20. But if Steph get another ring, man, do you got him in the top 10? over Kevin Durantula.
Don't go that far. She ain't going that far.
I'm asking her answer. Shit, this her answer. Say nobody else answer.
First of all,
yeah. My bad.
She's like, first of all, y'all coming for my second husband, and I don't like that.
First of all, I do not have Kevin in my top 10. Y'all know I got Kevin in my top 10.
Okay.
Second of all, I would never put Steph above him.
What? Not even with 4 of them things, bro? With 4
No.
of them?
She said what she said.
When he came to Golden State, who was the better player in Golden State?
Kevin Durant was the best player on those teams.
On the team. I'm just saying. You could have 6 of them things, but when I come to your team, are you better than me? No.
But it wasn't like Steph Curry was just like some dude. This man is the only unanimous MVP. KD wasn't even unanimous when he won his MVP.
I agree.
And he got 2 more titles than him.
Without him.
This is that would be true.
No,
where
that would be 2 without him. That would be 2 without him.
Yeah. I agree.
I feel you.
But when he came there, he won. They won together.
That's
and
true.
He also got Finals MVP.
That's true.
On a team that was supposed to be Steph Curry, but it wasn't his anymore. So I can't put him above Kevin. But I do agree that he deserves to be talked about in the top 10 because he changed the game of basketball, and this nigga is the nigga on his team. When Kevin isn't there, he is the nigga on his team. So I agree. Top 10 all time.
What about you, Sean? That's who I want to know. What's up?
If he wins another championship, will he be top 10? All time, yeah. How we talking about all time? No?
It's tough for me, too.
Okay.
Why?
Why is it
There's too many players? You can't take nobody out?
And it's that part.
What you saying, Sean?
I mean, I agree with everybody. You know, you'll have to take somebody out because, of course, you know, my top 5, I'm going to have Mike, LeBron, Kobe, Magic.
Mm-hmm.
And put Steph in that group ahead of the big O, Kareem, Larry,
Wilt.
That's tough, man. But on average, those guys have about 4 chips, but on average, besides so it's like I want to give respect where respect is due. But like you were saying just a few minutes ago about Andre Ayton, would you really consider putting him as basically, if you're putting him in your top 5, he's your best guard of all time then?
True.
You see what I'm saying? So are you really without any doubt, he the best guard ever?
I feel it.
I can't say that, bro, but I will put him in my top 8 easy. But if he won another one, I know Chris might be mad. Shit. He might just move up to the top 3.
If he wins 5, if Steph finished with more than LeBron, it's got to be talked about.
Top 3.
It's got to be talked about, bro. Like
people still, like you said, man, when a man changes the game, like Wilt, even Shaq, a lot of people don't give Shaq his dominance. Yeah. And he went against a lot of great bigs when Fallon was fouling. You know what I'm saying? So I would have to say, man, again, you would have to really consider for him to be top 5 to say he's the best guard of all time. And I can't just, the Laker in me won't give him more than that than Magic. But when you look at the stats, him changing the game, it's very argumentative. So again, he in my top 8, bro. But 5 of them, man, somebody dropping out that motherfucker, boy.
Oh, shit, yeah. Shit, yeah. He go to 5.
He get 5 of them, he'll definitely shoot up there on my list.
You talking about automatically best point guard ever at that point, bro.
Top 3 is easy.
Now we talking Jordan, Bron, Steph.
Yep.
Oh, or Jordan. Oh, what does that mean? We dropping out Kobe?
We would have to drop out Kobe, bro.
And that's a lot, y'all. I don't think y'all know how big that is for him. That's a lot.
Ooh, that's gonna ruffle some feathers right there. But Sean, I feel you. Fuck that. I feel you, dog. Somebody gotta go. You gotta be Kobe, nigga. Hey, you ain't even the best at your position. I'm sorry. R.I.P. to a real one. But hey,
best at your position, I can't put you top 5.
That's facts. I feel him. I feel him on that. I ain't even gonna lie.
That's my take.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's a good ass question. That's a good one though to make you think about it though.
I've been thinking about this joke for a couple weeks, bro. I've been asking everybody that shit. Like, I'm telling you, because I've been thinking about it hard. I'm like, bro, where do you rank it if they win another? Because they got a legitimate shot, bro.
They do.
They got a legitimate shot to do that junk again. If they do that junk again, man, it's like, and it's like if they do it this year, who are you going to give it to besides Steph? I mean, I guess if Jordan Poole go crazy,
if somebody else got more than him, it's gonna go to whoever.
It's gonna go to whoever it is.
It would be like it would have to be Jordan Poole because you're not gonna give it to Draymond no matter how good he play. Why? Because he gonna average like 4 points a fucking game.
Yeah, they won't be enough. It won't be enough.
He not gonna give him that. And Clay is back, but he not the same Clay, you know. But he is definitely still more than good enough. You know what I'm saying? But even in them days, you wasn't thinking about Clay being Finals MVP for the team or something like that. So it's gotta be Steph. And like I said, the year Iguodala won it, I understand. I would still would have gave it to Steph, bro, because this nigga LeBron still was dropping 35 on your shit. I'm sorry. But respect is due where it's due. I guess, hey, you know, like I said, if he was going to drop 50, y'all was going to lose. So he kept him from dropping 50. So shit, I guess that's a dub.
So we got a great question here from Destiny. She made this is a great question. She had 2 questions, actually. First question she asked was, what can she expect or what can we expect from the next 100 episodes of Yeah, I Said It?
Oh, man. We getting live. We bringing guests in. Hey, come up. Hey, we love everybody. Don't take it personal, bro. Ask Chris Homie, who came on here the last time with that bullshit.
Jamari.
Yes. Who came on with the conspiracy theory about LeBron.
He was tripping.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do some screening. Hopefully, man, we gotta get to some events, man. Hopefully the pandemic hopefully this junk can clear up. Maybe we can go live from, you know, some different events. We was planning on going live from the draft, but you know, COVID and shit.
That shit would have been live, bro. And we would have been in Vegas.
It's gonna be live. We're going next year, bro. Don't even worry about it.
Trust me, we would have been live. We would have found a babysitter for Brianna. We would have been good. We've been fucking it up.
Y'all can expect more timeouts because we're gonna be coming with more outlandish takes. You already know.
Yeah, or tell me how you really feel is what we might rename it. Tell me how you really feel.
Tell me how you really feel about it, cause I know I'm gonna have some coming up.
For sure. If
Y'all
you got
do
one
have
today,
some
you
right
definitely lay it out there. But yeah, everything he said, definitely more guests. We're probably gonna try to do an interview or two of somebody who is either former or current, professional
we're gonna pull
athlete.
some strings. We're gonna pull some strings out there for y'all now.
We're gonna do some things.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I got a little connector too,
Got
got a little something, college that could lead to, Hey, we get it in, man.
Yeah, but that's what we were. We're working on some things. Changing the look of the channel. Just different things. Maybe a new theme song beat or so. You never know. Working on some things. Been producing a little bit the past couple of days. You know what I'm saying. But yeah, we definitely gonna table that, and we're gonna put our heads together and see what kind of changes we want to make to the channel. But it's a great question. But then she followed up that question. Let me find her question real quick here. Let me find it.
Oh Lord, my wife's trying to put the pressure on us, y'all. Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, she definitely putting the pressure on us. She said this is the question right here though. So the question is, what qualities does a basketball player have to make your top 10 basketball players of all time?
Oh, that's a good question. Oh, that's a good one. I'm going to say,
and it's different for everybody.
The most important, it's going to be like, your body of work. As far as top 10, I'm going to say your body of work in the game. You know what I'm saying? And the effect that you had on the rest of the game.
The team.
You know what I'm saying? Like overall, like when we be talking about top 10 players, we always say like these players are transcendent.
Mm-hmm.
Like LeBron, Jordan, Steph, even if you put KD in there, like all these players are transcendent players. The best something. They are the best something. We got LeBron and Jordan. You talking about greatest of all time, all the time. You got Steph, greatest shooter. If you throw KD in there, they talk about, he probably the greatest scorer. Or you throw Shaq or Wilt in there, you talking about greatest big man. Like stuff like it. Like you gotta at least be in those conversations for me personally.
Yeah, I'll probably say a lot of the same thing. I see everybody still thinking on it. Like I see everybody to the head. Like I don't know what I'm. But now I agree with a lot of things.
Like I already know. I just was curious.
Yeah, like I agree with a lot of things he said. Like your ability to play the game, your knowledge of the game. Are you transcended? What did you accomplish as an individual? What did you accomplish team-wise? And I think it's a combination of all of those things to even be considered in the top 10, let alone to be the GOAT. So, like, when you do certain things, the circumstances and how you did it, because all championships are not created equal.
This is a fact.
That's true.
And that, why did you look like that, Brianna? What are you thinking about, dude? I was talking about what it is Brianna, for real.
Think about it.
Y'all know who y'all was talking. Y'all know
I was not even thinking about him.
No, we wasn't.
No,
we wasn't. Now, the 3 championships that the Lakers won are totally different from the ones that the Pistons won or the Celtics won.
Or the 2 that Kobe won way heavier on the all-time list than the ones that he won with Shaq. See, I'm thinking about all championships are not created equal. We're not just talking about KD. listen.
No,
we
no,
can go.
no.
We're not going down that
That
road.
was
You already know how we
not
feel.
a shot at Kevin Durant. Dog.
You took it as a
I
slight,
didn't
but
even
it's
think
not.
about that shit till just now. I didn't even think about that shit till just now.
Yes, and you got to, in the history of the game. Yeah, because I'm more of a historian too. I love to go back and learn different things about different players that played, even if I didn't get to see them. You know what I'm saying? So like going back to see like old footage of Wilt Chamberlain and seeing talking about he's a 7-foot man who ran a 4.40, which is shit I can't even think of. I've never even seen anything even close to that.
And
like
dude's strides was crazy.
Just otherworldly, like stuff like that. And you have to factor those type of things in. And you can go back, and I also, me personally, I like to listen to the dudes that actually played against them too. So like, how do y'all describe them? How do y'all talk about this person? Do you think he's the greatest player that you ever played against? Those type of things. I factor those things a little bit in there too, but that can be kind of biased sometimes, but
a lot of these dudes was kind of freaks of nature too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are you a freak of nature?
See,
some of them, a lot of them are. Even Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
They was like, bruh, this dude can jump abnormally high. And bruh, how tall was Jordan? Like 6'6", 6'7"?
6'6".
Yeah. They like, bruh, this dude can jump abnormally high. This dude, Magic Johnson, this nigga 6'8" point guard. Like a freak. LeBron, fucking freak of nature.
So
Kobe was like 6'7".
He was 6'6". So my top, I guess for top 10, mine is basically the eye test and numbers. Like I don't have it's the eye test. I can't see old dudes. I just see old footage. So you get graded based on what I saw. Like you can say that was the best competition at the time, but I'm like, they were milkman. The same thing in football.
Yes.
Like before it became professional, dudes had other jobs. So it's not necessarily like you automatically got the best of the best because y'all wasn't paying enough for that to me. Not to say that they were all bad, but it's basically the eye test, how you look, how I feel about your game, like how your game makes me feel when I watch it. And then like the stats you put up throughout your career. I generally don't rank people like best of all time early in their career. It takes a while, it takes a few.
Definitely.
Takes a few years. You need at least like 15 years for me to be like, yeah, that, to kind of weigh it out because you can be really good early and be stinky later. Like, so you can't really gauge it until the whole body of work is done. You can kind of see with some players like, okay, this dude is going to be that guy, but that falls under the eye test. Like statistically, you can't gauge it all, but you got to wait and just see. That's how my top 10 is made up. Like what I know, what I can see, and the numbers I see, because those numbers stand the test of time. Like all Wilt Chamberlain numbers, they might be crazy. He still did it. Like, and while you say
still holding up,
might be butt cheeks, like he averaged 50. So all right, he might have averaged 30 with regular dudes. Like that's kind of what it's like when you see like adults play with kids and the score is like abnormally off. Like, man, he is killing them little dudes. It's like, yeah. When you put him with regular people, his numbers are still good. They're just not against
he's still killing them.
Like, he averaged 50. That lets you know the level of competition he was dealing with.
So if he averaged 50,
but it doesn't mean he couldn't average 30 now. You know what I'm saying? Like
his points drop off by 12 and he averaging 38, nigga. Guess what? That's probably still best in the league. Shit, easy by far.
Right. It's how those things kind of work together, I guess. That's how I look.
Go ahead, Sean, Brianna, whichever one, whoever.
I was last. Go ahead, Brianna.
How do you factor in who's the greatest of all time?
How you judge your top 10?
Whoever she likes.
She bases everything off of, are you better than Kevin Durant? Yes or no?
I I do not, y'all. I don't. I really do watch basketball. That's just my dog, y'all. But I would say all the things that y'all said are correct. I agree. Also, I wouldn't say like the impact they have on the team. Like, what is gonna happen once you out? Is your team gonna rally together just because you out? Or when you're on the court, is it a whole different ball game because you on the court? You know what I'm saying? I think that's also one of my things that I looked at as well.
True.
Facts. That's facts. That's a good one. I forgot all about that one. Go ahead, Sean. Wrap it up.
All right, might as well go with all the above of what y'all said. Ain't nobody really incorrect in my point of view. Might as well go off just a little bit more of what Darius Blair was saying. Like, far as I wouldn't give nobody greatest of all time. You only been in the game 10 years. Have a nice body of work. I wouldn't say just championships, because if that was to be considered, then everybody would say Bill Russell. So
yeah,
just because
Bill Russell and Robert Horry.
You wouldn't say, so a lot of people wouldn't say he's the greatest of all time, except maybe somebody that grew up in the 60s, you know. But with that being said, I would say somebody that changed the game, reinvented the game in their own aspect. And I also will go off of stats, because in any, I ain't gonna just say NBA, but any sport, you go pound for pound. So, you know, like, it's kind of hard to do that. But again, you would say Mayweather was probably the best in his division. You wouldn't say he was better than Ali. You know what I'm saying? You would say he was the best of all time in his division. So that's something that I consider, and I go by off of that era. You get what I'm saying? So I can't really do some fantasy stuff and say, okay, well, let me put Isaiah in today's game, or let me put Jordan in the 60s. You know what I'm saying? I give them credit where credit is due during their time. So at that time, that person was great at that time. Then I just do a process of elimination when I look at the stats, I look at their body of work, and I see what they have done. What was their purpose of their team? Like, far as like Brianna was saying, like, you know, after you left the team, how was they? Before you got to the team, how was they? And what did you do? What was your individual accomplishment? Something like what Chris said. So again, I say all the above. I won't say anybody was incorrect, but it takes a lot to really dissect, you know. And I ain't gonna lie, some people also add in an 100% percentile. Some people add in 5% of their own individual liking. So I might say Kobe's the greatest because that's my dog.
Yeah, and he played for the Lakers.
Yeah, exactly. That's my dog. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And just be honest, she gonna put KD in her top 10 because that's her dude.
Yeah, for sure.
You know? So it is argumentative in that aspect, but that's a personal bias. So I would say when people do say they top 5 or top 10, it's a small percentage of that is a personal bias. You know what I'm saying? And you might have played ball and said, hey, you might thought you was AI back in the day. You had braids and jewelry and baggy clothes. So that was your mentor. You know what I'm saying? My guy. You had every pair of AIs that came out. So you might put AI in your top 10. So yeah, I do think personal bias have a lot to do with that. Well, not a lot, but like maybe 10% of your choosing. But again, that's what I would stick to myself.
For sure.
Great question, man. That's a great question. She firing off another one. I don't know if y'all following along on live, but she fired off another.
Yeah, Destiny.
Destiny came back for round 3. I'm interested to see everybody's answers. I know mine.
Yeah, Destiny.
This is a hypothetical question. If Derrick Rose did not tear his ACL multiple times, obviously, how do you think he would have stacked up with some of your favorite players now?
Derrick Rose, probably top 5 point guard easily, bro. This dude was.
If he didn't get hurt,
the light was
yes.
The light was too short.
He was so athletic.
That was so great, dude.
If a first step was ever a thing, Derrick Rose was it. Like, you wasn't beating that shit, bro. Like, you could see it when he was in college. Like, oh, this nigga gonna be a problem when he get to the league. Cause he is too fast for anybody. And man, you talking about Vince Carter at the rim. This nigga banging on you for the and one. Ain't no, I'm trying to finesse it. No. I'm about to motherfucking springboard 46, 47-inch vertical and bang on your shit.
It's
Young
difficult.
MVP. This nigga, bruh, Derrick Rose was like LeBron who? LeBron who? I'm Derrick Rose. What you mean? Going crazy in the East, dog. Going crazy in the East, bruh. Him and Brandon Roy is two players that I feel like we was robbed of seeing the potential that they could really be. Derrick Rose and Brandon Roy. Even more Brandon Roy because, bro, even Kobe was like, this dude Brandon Roy can do everything, bro. Like, he know how to take people off the dribble. He can shoot. He can create his own shit. He can run off screens. He can play defense. But yeah, Derrick Rose.
He was good on the Trailblazer team, bro. Like you could play with them. Him and LaMarcus Aldridge, they had a nice little squad when they had them.
Bro, this nigga Brandon Roy was gonna be the next up. But yeah,
if Brandon Roy doesn't get hurt, I don't think LaMarcus Aldridge ever would have left.
Bro, if Brandon Roy just had bad knees, that's it, bro.
Brandon Roy didn't really get hurt. He just didn't have no cartilage on his knees.
He had whatever he had. Yeah, he didn't have cartilage, so his knees was just degenerating over time. It was just like eventually it's gonna happen.
Derrick Rose, I don't know. Like it's questionable because like he was in Chicago, but it ain't like that's the regime that put together the old Bulls team. Like the team he had was a good team, but they weren't like a championship caliber team. Like they were just a hustling team, and Derrick Rose was really good. Like same team they got in New York, the same thing Tip does everywhere he goes. But Derrick Rose was a game changer. So I think if he didn't get hurt, he should at least have gotten like a ring. Like I feel like he probably would have got a ring somewhere, at least one. I think he would have got a ring somewhere, bro. Like,
and I think
I don't know if he would have been the greatest ever or whatnot, but I think he would have had a great run of basketball. Like, there would have been some crazy Derrick Rose highlights out there.
He would have got another MVP, bro. He would have got
I believe so. Like, because he was only like 23 or something like that. Like,
he was the youngest MVP of all time.
Youngest MVP ever.
He was super fresh in the league, so he had a whole career ahead of him. Except for his knees, did not believe the same thing that he thought.
It goes back, chat. It goes back to what I told y'all in the beginning. It's hard when your best player is the point guard, bro.
Derrick Rose was my guy.
I bet so, Chicago Bulls fan.
Was my guy.
You said that like you was about to read a eulogy.
Hey, he felt that shit.
Right.
Hey, man. Derrick Rose is my dude, man. When I say this boy used to go out and bang on a nigga, man. Boy, he used to take souls. Like how niggas be talking about Ja now, it was Derrick Rose.
Yes.
It was D Rose taking off. And I'll be like, man, they can't fuck with him. And that first step, hey, once he made that move, that first step, hey, he's gone.
He is gone.
Don't even be, if you behind me already, just let me go. Because I'm taking this bench and punching it. And then if he couldn't get there, he had the jumper, the mid-range jumper. Man, listen, man. I was so hurt when my guy kept getting hurt. I was just like, man, there's nothing that I could do. I thought I was gonna go to the chip a couple times because hey, my man is about
Once
to take
got
us
hurt
there.
after that MVP
get on
season,
my back.
over, bro.
Me. man, I was ready. That was my dude, man. He the only thing that I wanted him to do, obviously, because when you have a player that you love, you just like you can see the holes in his game. Like, man, he get this, man, it's over. He get that 3-ball, man. Y'all ain't gonna be able to see that nigga ever, man. He was just special. It was him, and for me, the other guy that I loved was Baron Davis. Baron Davis was that man too.
Hey,
Baron Davis had that bounce. Baron Davis was actually
Shout
the
out
first
to
point
BD.
guard that I ever saw just take off and be like,
Before, what do you mean Steve Francis used to take off?
nah, this is before I saw him before Steve.
What?
Baron Davis. No. Baron Davis was something
Franchise, man.
I know what you're talking about.
Dog.
When you throw it behind his back and dunk it, no.
Bruh.
I'm talking about Baron D.
Nasty.
Baron Davis.
I like Baron Davis though, for sure.
Baron Davis is somebody I thought I'm like, man, he might be the best I've ever seen.
Bruh, this man could knee collapsed in the middle of a game.
I don't know.
Like terrible. One of the worst injuries I ever seen.
Yeah. It's hard times. But yeah, that was my guy. Sean, what you think, man?
What's the question again?
Question is, how would Derrick Rose stack up with the players today if he had never gotten hurt?
I say top 5 easily.
Easy.
But I do say this because I hear y'all comparison, but I give him Westbrook, right? Because Russell just aggressive to the rim. Now, as far as Russell has more dominance on getting rebounds and things of that nature. But the thing is, with the league now, it's so 3-point savvy. I think that would hurt his game because he didn't have that 3-ball, in my opinion. When you look at the greatest point guard, well, not greatest, the best point guards right now, or just look at the game in general, they shooting way more threes than it was in Derrick Rose's MVP years. You get what I'm saying? What I do say, he will still get to the rack because they spread the ball so much and they play small ball, so it's not a lot of just sitting in the paint centers like Shaq coming to block shit. So if he had developed the 3-ball, he'll really be that guy. You know what I'm saying? But that's as far as I could go. I'm really not as high on D Rose as a lot of people because I look at his whole game. Like if he had a 3-ball and let's say a little bit of Chris Paul in him, nigga, it ain't no stopping him. But for his heart go, his motor, getting to the cup, oh yeah, that nigga be top 5. But like I said, today's game has went to the 3-ball so much that would actually hinder him in a lot of ways.
I feel it.
I'm with that. She actually gave one more question.
We should have just been on the show.
Destiny is on it.
Yeah, we should have had Destiny as a special guest referee or something.
I know. She need to be the moderator. Come on, Destiny.
Shout out to the babe.
She gave one more question out here. I appreciate the participation. I said all questions are welcome. She said, who was or is the greatest coach of all time?
Coach, NBA?
Period. I think that's what that question was. I think that's period. Across all sports.
So I can't gauge it like that, because those things don't cross over.
I'ma
So
say
in the NBA, it's either for consistency and longevity, it's Pop. For total number of rings, it's Phil. And I guess in college, it would be like John Wooden because he got the most rings. If you talk about modern, it's probably like Roy Williams, Coach K, maybe Jay Wright. Like they got similar amount of rings. Like John Wooden amount of rings is nuts. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy.
See, for me,
she came back and said period, meaning all time.
I don't know, man, because for me, I'm looking at impact.
Okay. She clarified. She said NBA.
Oh, NBA.
Yeah.
It's got to be either Phil Jackson Or Pop.
It's either Phil or Pop, bro.
And I'm gonna probably take Phil just cause shit, they got fucking how many rings? 10?
I would probably take Pop because he got like 11, but he got like
11?
9 as a coach, something like that, and like 2 as
like,
a player, something like that.
2 as a player. Yeah.
So
I'm gonna probably take Phil,
take
man.
Pop on talent, like for what Pop did with what they had, because Phil had like 3 of the top 5 players of all time. Like it's nuts what he had.
I gotta give Phil credit because
I don't discount what he did. Yeah,
it's been proven in the NBA. It's hard to deal with those big personalities. You know what I'm saying? And Phil dealt with the biggest of the big. You talking about Jordan, Kobe, and Shaq. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it take a lot to deal with that shit. It take a lot to deal with that shit. You talking about Shaq, who just feel like he just big and that's it. He don't want to get in shape, and him and Kobe having a riff, and you dealing with Jordan, who at the time is the most prolific athlete ever. Ever. You talking about Jordan is the top of the top. Oh, first to bring basketball to a global stage, and he doing this and he doing that, and he got to find a way to manage all of that shit.
Right.
With Pop, it's like Timmy, Manu,
a bunch of dudes that did what they were supposed to do.
They is like level-headed, like mild-mannered guys. You know what I'm saying? They don't have, because ain't like San Antonio is Houston. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, yeah, that
Phil
shit
Jackson.
was run.
Phil Jackson is in Chicago, which is the heart of Illinois, and this nigga is in LA, which is the city of cities. If you talking about motherfucking star power and just cities, period. So
I like Phil for wins and what he did. I like Pop for longevity. Just because he was able to hold it together. But if I had to pick one, I would probably pick Phil because he got the most rings in the modern era.
I agree with Blair. Yeah, I'm all in on what Blair's talking about right now. I can't even cap.
Yeah.
Like, that shit is wild. But just to expand, if we talking about ever, I don't know, because I be looking at coaching different. I'm thinking about John Madden. Like, you talking about impact on a game? Like, you ain't gonna go nowhere in football and people not gonna talk about John Madden. And that's with Al Davis and a lot of these other good coaches. But John Madden, when you think about like football and shit, you ain't gonna mention football and not mention John Madden.
Yeah, it's pretty simple for me. I think it's between those two. In NBA, Phil and Pop. I would probably also have to say, shit. You can even say Lenny Wilkens because
there you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Lenny Wilkens, I know about Lenny Wilkens. I know I ain't that young.
Winningest coach of all time.
I'm young. I ain't that young. I know about Lenny Wilkens.
Oh, brother.
Like, bro, Lenny Wilkens didn't win anything except
he didn't win anything, but
exactly,
he won a lot of fucking games.
He might as well be Jerry Sloan.
You can say Jerry Sloan.
There you go.
Yeah, you can say Pat Riley.
You can't be in the top, bro, if you don't have at least a ring as a coach.
But
like
Pat Riley got the ships to back it up, though. Pat Riley got ships to back it up as a coach and as a GM.
More as a player than a coach and a GM, but you know, he got it.
Yeah. So I mean that's just what I got.
Coaches, like everything that's not sports is all like record related, bro. Like you can't be a great coach with a sub 500 record unless they like, he is the greatest academic coach ever. All his kids graduated and they doctors now. Like, unless you start talking about like that type of impact, bro, unless you have a winning record, you can't be And then you got to win chips to be considered the best. Like, that's just how it works. Like, it gets stacked on top of each other, just like players.
Facts. Did either one of y'all, Brianna or Sean, had anybody else that we didn't say?
I mean, I do want to be different, so I'm gonna go with, you know what I'm saying, Red Auerbach.
Mm.
I would never say Red Auerbach.
I wouldn't say that just as far as politicals, as we know, you know, he got a background of not liking people that look like me.
He was a stark racist, bro.
Yes.
But I will
not picking that dude. I'm not picking no dude from an all-white time of nothing. That dude can't. No. Never. I'm never picking a white dude that came from an all-white time of nothing, because that ain't real. That is an encapsulated bubble that you put yourself in to be like, yeah, I'm the best white guy in the room. I don't care about that.
Numbers never lie, bro. So, you know, I got to give his credit where his credit is due. But, you know, again, I would love to go with Patterfield, because also Lakers. But, oh, man, he ain't never win shit, though. I was going to say Don Nelson.
Well, you can't say Don Nelson.
I can't say Don Nelson either. So
you can't say Mike D'Antoni. Like, you can't say none of them dudes, bro.
Yeah, it's tough when you don't win shit.
I'm gonna go ahead and go with Phil Jackson.
Hey man, before we get off, can we please talk about DeAndre Hopkins?
Who? Hopkins?
D-Hop and the PEDs, bro. The man
Hopkins said he didn't do it. He said he didn't do it, and I believe he did it.
Hold on. This is what I'm going to say about this shit. I was talking to Blair about this shit last night, bro. DeAndre Hopkins is a perfect example of, bro, like, this is a league of what have you done for me lately, bro? Like, when you get hurt, that lets you know, like, how this is just what I believe. It might come out and this nigga might have been taking PEDs his whole career. But what I believe is, like, bro, dudes know, like, you can't lose that edge. Like, it's real. When you get hurt, you lose a step. You know what I'm saying? And, like, D-Hop has been the top of the top since he been at the top, bro. There's been no time where you can remember in the distant past where you've been like, he has not been top 3. And when you get hurt, these players know, like, bro, shit ain't gonna be the same, dog. Shit ain't gonna be the same, and they'll do whatever that they can do so that they can remain at the top for as long as they can remain at the top, dog. And I feel like that's what DeAndre Hopkins did, because he knew, like, with the type of injury that he had, like, bro, all that, D-Hop is top 2 and this, that, and the third, man, that shit might be a thing of the past. Ooh. And you ain't necessarily at the end of your prime yet. What we would consider the end of your prime. All I'm saying is, hey, if he did it, I can feel why he did it, bro. Like, and there's plenty of other motherfuckers out here doing that same shit just to keep up, to be the standard. Not even to be what D-Hop is considered top in the league. There's plenty of dudes out here doing that shit just to keep up with the standard. They ass just ain't getting caught.
Right. I don't know. It's always kind of hard to tell if the dude did it or didn't do it. Like, I wasn't there. You tell me you check that second P sample, and that second P sample is as dirty as that first one, then it's like, you might have did that, bro. Like, I get they act like sometimes you don't know what some trainer or some dude gave you. You're like, I'm a clean guy. And I'm like, you got to have plausible deniability. But, like, I can feel you if he couldn't get back to his old self, or he wanted to heal up right, or maybe they just caught him with a heavy P. You know, they check different things for different reasons as to why they consider you, your pee could be too yellow. They're like, oh, nah, man, that's too much vitamin C. You're mastic with something. Like they have all of that stuff. I don't know. What did they say he got tested positive for?
I don't even know.
No, they just said PEDs.
Yeah, sometimes they tell you, sometimes they don't. So I'm like, I think he just tested positive. He might go through the I'm innocent and have him tested again. Like, run this one. Run it again, see what happens. But it happens, man. I'm only against, like, how old is D-Hop?
Like 25.
Nah, he ain't 25. He older than
like
that.
28.
He got to be
He's
at least
still
28,
under 30,
29.
though. He's still under 30.
Yeah, I
So,
think so.
like, I'm more like, I get it, probably everybody, they always say if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Wow. But, like, I get the whole steroids thing or the PED thing or whatever you need to get you moving and to make you better. But I'm not so out on him. It's just, if he comes back and there's a sharp decline in his performance, you might think it was because of the PEDs or, it's just that time. Like, you never know. It's hard to determine it. And I think that's a big thing to determine. Like, he got the suspension now. But dude been in the league like 7 years, right? Like, at least 7 years. And he's never had anything like that. So you try to give him the benefit of the doubt. If his play declines starkly, then it's like, oh, he was juicing. He was using that stuff for a while. But you won't know. And he was hurt. I know people take it for try to heal faster, try to get rid of stuff like, It's
different if you somebody like Lazard or Cole Beasley or one of these other just like regular wide receiver names. Man, you D-Hop, bro. Like, that shit carry a lot of weight. DeAndre Hopkins, the name DeAndre Hopkins, carry a lot of weight, bro.
Career, all his numbers just start going down after.
Exactly. You talking about somebody at one point, one season, this man had 0 drops. And he done played with, if anybody done been in a bad quarterback situation, it's been this nigga. And was still, oh yeah, he top 3 easily. Like, easily. Ain't no way you leaving him high as top 3. Man, it's hard to go from that to just being considered just a dude. Just like, oh yeah, he just a receiver on this team.
We'll see after them 6 games what he looked like.
My thing is, if it's just 6 games, whatever it was couldn't have been that bad. I mean, it's just 6 games. If it would have been really bad, they would have been ready to be like 8 games, 10 games, a whole season.
I think that's like super egregious, though. Like, usually they either be 4 to 6 games in the game, like, and this should be like his first offense. So they're only gonna give you 4 to 6. I don't think it matters what they find in you, bro. I think that's just like the range for first offense. Like I say, you'll see.
Yeah, we definitely gonna see. We definitely will see. But we about to get up out of here. We appreciate everybody for joining us. Destiny for all the questions.
For sure.
Continue to like. Matter of fact, like this damn video. Like, share this video. Subscribe, goddamn it. Subscribe. All right.
So I'm gonna take a different approach than Chris. I'm gonna take a different approach than Chris. I'm gonna say, please like, share, or subscribe. We really appreciate it. It helps us out. Doesn't cost you a thing. Just a like. I'm gonna try a different way than just.
You're right.
Doesn't work.
You're right.
Facts.
They don't know us.
The people that's still watching, they do.
Them ain't the ones you trying to get to like, share, subscribe, is it?
They liking and sharing. And we appreciate them day ones. We appreciate them day ones, dog.
And that is
sure.
a show right on.
The more pleasantness out of that. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Show right on.
Not the time of day. How much cost? Make it up.
Buenos nachos, whatever he says.
There you go.
We're gonna give y'all more laughs and jokes next week. And I'm gonna ask these guys who had the best draft next week. We can get into that a little bit.
Fuck the Ravens and the Bengals.
No, man. I don't know. Might have been the Bengals.
Like who had the best draft?
It was definitely not the Bengals.
It was definitely not the Bengals.
Maybe. Who knows? But and some more stuff. Y'all know whatever goes on in the news. We'll holler at y'all next time. We'll holler at y'all. See y'all later.
Peace. Y'all be good.